As we enter week 3 of the high school football season, the Canadian Wildcats once again step up divisions as they welcome in a very good Dumas squad.
And it's parade time and football time next door to the Tri-State Fair. The Paladuro Dons welcome in the Canyon Eagles. We have those highlights and much, much more ahead on The Locker Room.
The Locker Room on Fox 14.
Welcome back into the locker room for week number 3 as we march closer to district play.
For the Amarillo High Sandies, they've played up a classification in all of their games so far. Tonight they took on their third straight 6A opponent as they went on the road to face Midland High. Let's take it over to Midland for the matchup. First play from scrimmage. Sandy quarterback Jet Lopez is going to sling one to Austin Sluter, 62-yard bomb. To start the evening, Amarillo strikes first, leading 7-0. Later in the quarter, Lopez back to work. He finds Sluter once again. Same side. He fights his way across the line. Another touchdown for the Sandies. It was 14-0 at that point.
Yeah, we were joking about this last week. I said, these Sluters at Amarillo High have been something else.
Yes.
And everybody but Randy got to play fantasy football with Randy Sluter.
Okay.
And he said, I started things back in 1960.
I started
Sluter's doing really good at Amarillo High. The Sandies cruise 31-24. How about your high school alma mater, Tascosa, taking on Lubbock Cooper? We knew this was going to be a good test for them. One of the top teams in 5A Division II, Lubbock Cooper. Colton Fulton tries to keep it himself, but Cooper forces the punt. Cooper in the red zone. Ryan Rodriguez hands it off to Caraway, and he's going to carry away into the end zone. Pirates lead by 6. Fulton dumps it off to Cabe, who hurdles a defender for the first down. Cooper comes up with a win. This one was tight all the way through. I think you learned something from both of them, that these are good football teams. 20-14, Cooper gets the win.
A couple of tough squads right there. A good game for sure. All right, let's go to Buffalo Stadium where we find Caprock taking on Pampa. First quarter, Caprock's Juan De La Cruz heaves one up, but Andrew Waldron of Pampa ends up snagging it for the interception. Pampa takes over. That eventually sets up this play. Fourth down, QB sneak. They were hoping for 1 or 2 yards, but you know what? Let's take it into the end zone instead. Jaron Hill fights his way in. Pampa scores first. It's 7-0. Second quarter, same score. Pampa going for it on fourth down. Max Neff gets the toss, battles his way for the first down. That sets up Hill for another sneak. He stretches the ball across the goal line before going it down. 14-0 Pampa. Now, Caprock looking to get on the board. They hand it to Xavier Vargas, finds room on the sideline, and oh my goodness, what a hurdle, and he finishes it off, diving into the end zone for a touchdown. What a play, 14-7 they trail. Caprock comes out strong in the second half. They win 24-20, picking up their first win of the season.
How about them Longhorns?
Yes.
Dick Bivens tonight, Paladuro hosting Canyon. It's homecoming time for the Dons. We start in the first. Brock's Hacker looking to get Canyon going, but here comes Darian All-Day Lewis intercepting the ball. And then here he goes. Lewis eventually scores the Dons' first touchdown of the night. After that interception, he would score on offense. Later in the first, Paladur's Deuce Reese fakes it, takes it. Dons lead 14-0. We go to the second with a wide receiver reverse. Deuce to Lewis, and Lewis to Kyron Brown. He takes it to the house. Nice run from Kyron Brown. It's 21-0 Dons. We'll end the game with Hot Potato Deuce. Hands it to Lewis. Lewis to Raymond Johnson. Johnson to Deuce. And Deuce back to who? Darian All-Day Lewis.
That sure was some hot potato there.
It was. Another PD touchdown. Happy homecoming for PD, 35-7 over Canyon. Now it's our time for our game of the week.
Man, we had a good one tonight. Dumas and Canadian, the Wildcats hosting the Demons. Weston Mitchell gets things started with a option, pitches it to Sladen Dickinson, and he does the rest, going untouched into the end zone.
Get used to that name.
Yes, absolutely. Just tonight, too. They score first. Dumas answers back. Colton Mills scrambles around. We know that name. Finds his wide receiver Luis Balbuena for the touchdown. Dumas takes a 7-6 lead. Sladen Dickinson again with the hurdle there. Back at it. Takes this one all the way to the end zone for his second score of the game. Colton Mills, though, not done as he scrambles some more, makes a few defenders miss. Oh, man, spins out of that one, finds the sideline. He's going to go all the way for the score. There's some great running in this game so far. Canadian doing the smart thing, giving the ball to the hot hand, and who do you think? Dickinson, again, goes untouched.
All right, I'm going to wear out the word, I guess.
Wow. Third touchdown of the night. How about another one? One more time, Slayton Dickinson goes for his fourth touchdown before the half, and maybe has the cleanest jersey doing it because Dumas cannot catch him. How about somebody else this time? Stepping up for the Wildcats, Mitchell finds Chris Flores down the sideline for another Wildcat touchdown. This one was a great game, a little bit of a shootout. Canadian ends up on top, 40-35. What a great game.
Our man Rick was there for that one. I'm going to say right now, it's going to be hard to top the highlights of the year so far through 3 weeks.
Back and forth.
That tops the list. What a game we had right there. Great job, Rick. We appreciate all you do for us. Cooper Schilling now. And Perryton in town taking on Randall. He's going to hit Gordo Estrada, one of the top wide receivers in the 806 for a first down. Cooper Schilling again firing. Aiden Mitchell for the first down. A nice catch. They're going to cap it off. This one's kind of funny. He stumbles, regains,
Stays
rolls
up.
right. Gordo Estrada right
man.
into your frame for the touchdown.
What a play.
Here come the Raiders. Drayden Ray. It's what? Drayden! Drayden ×2 for the first down. Raiders in the red zone. Mark Gallegos. He's going to get them down to the 2. A tough run, almost to the end zone. And then Kason Benton says, I'll take it from here. Stiff arm into the touchdown. Let's just be a little careful on the touchdown celebrations. Keep him healthy. 28-21 Randall over Perryton.
All right, let's stay in that district. West Plains on the road facing Lubbock Estacado. We know this guy's name, Cedric Ross on the pass here. Tries to go left side, cuts it all the way around to the right side, and he's got room on the sideline. Burns the edge of the sideline. The CSU Ram commit puts the Matadors up 7-0 early on the long touchdown. West Plains, though, put the ball 1 yard line. Reed Macon keeps it, scores, and it's tied 7-7. Second quarter, Macon's going to do it again, just on the other side of the field. Barely passes the goal line, but he gets it to 21-7. West Plains finds their groove once again. 63 points. They win 63-34. Here's a couple more 4A scores. Hereford hosting Plainview. Plainview squeaks it out, 41-39. And finally, Big Spring taking on Borger. Big Spring wins that one 34-12.
I'll say this, Emerald High and West Plains look like they're battling it out for the best offense in the 806 right now. Those teams can put up some points. Canadian, it's like, not so fast. Don't worry about us. Don't forget about us either. We had some really good games in 5A and 4A tonight.
Yes, but I am here to tell you some of the best games of the night and biggest surprises of the night are still to come here on The Locker.
From Fox 14 News, The Locker Room continues.
Welcome back to The Locker Room. The Bushland Falcons went on the road this past week and fell to the Canadian Wildcats.
Yes, but this week they look to put that loss behind them as once again they hit the road to face Midland Christian. Let's go to the field for the action. First quarter, Falcons ball, Colton Strickland keeps it himself, bulldozes into the end zone. It is 7-0 Falcons. Next up, Mustangs ball grabbed by Brody Todd, who can't be stopped for a little while, even throws out a mean stiff arm here before he is eventually
he did get taken down.
Yeah, he did get stopped actually. Still 7-0 Falcons when Cannon Avon throws a pass. It's picked off by Cannon Culpepper, giving Mustangs another shot at the end zone. Mustangs ball. Jordan Mariscal launches to DeClane Marlin. Look at that throw across his body over the middle. That's going to be a touchdown. It's tied 7-7. Midland Christian ends up winning a close one, 27-24.
I believe that went to overtime as well.
Yes,
and Midland won it. So we on the road at Sanford Fritz. This had lots of points. This almost looked like a 6-man game. Opening drive for the Hornets. Jacob Trevino swings it to Chris Cantu. Cantu gets the corner and gets the end zone 7-0. It's now 14-0 Tulia, but here comes Fritch. Ethan Beltran, the deep ball to Drayton Rinville. He brings it in double coverage and sets up this second quarter. Same drive, Beltran punches it in. It's now 14-7, but there were points, like I said, in bunches. Tulia's Trevino threw 7 touchdown passes on the night, 109 points. Tulia wins 63-46. Now this one, I don't think a lot of people would have picked. Panhandle falls to Dalhart, 42-35. Now that's a couple of divisions bigger, but still.
And it's a frisky Dalhart team right there for sure.
It's something that you said to watch out for this past week. Childress gets a win over Frederick, 42-18, and Dimmitt, they get the win over Bovina, 48-28.
All right, buckle up now. Let's go back to the field. West Texas High hosting Gruber. Let's go right to the fourth quarter. This all happened inside 5 minutes to go. They trailed 21-20 West Texas High, 4th down, and Cade Winters finds Zach Bryan wide open for the score. 2-point conversion good, 28-21 WT High. Gruber marches right back, brings Satterfield to Brock Butler for the touchdown. A great catch as well. Extra point good. We're tied at 28 with 1:30 left. Now, WT High looking to respond. Winters throws to Zach Bryant. Some trickery here as it's a double pass. Zach throws to his brother Colin Bryant. Wide open down the sideline. He's going to take it all the way to the house for a 75-yard score. They get 2, and it's 36-28. 37 seconds left. Gruber not done yet. Emmanuel Valverde, big return inside the Comanche 20, but on the final play, Satterfield looking to pass. He will eventually be intercepted. WT High closes it out. They snap Gruber's 17-game regular season winning streak. Kale was at that one for us. What a great game again, once again in this show. 36-28 WT High.
Yeah, how about that? Kicking off Highland Park's homecoming game. We go to now. It's going to be a touchdown pass from Highland Park's Josh Marler after he finds Day Outley for the touchdown. We're going to Clarendon now. Clarendon with the snap in the first quarter. They're going to hand it off. Ball quickly. Says, our photographer says, okay, they tricked me. Highland Park, Andrade getting the possession of the ball and making it a touchdown. In the second quarter, Clarendon snaps the ball to Creed Robinson. He throws to Michael Randall, who's waiting in the end zone. 14-6 Highland Park. Homecoming win 30-6. Taking a look at some 2A scores, Wellington hosted Friona. They get the win 48-28. Spearman, they get the win over Hooker 61-26. Sunray Stratford. Well, they were ready to get back to work after last week.
Sure
Lost 61-0. Farwell over Sundown 38-26. Vegas Shamrock. Vega gets the win 35-14. A low-scoring affair. Hell Center gets the win 8-0. Finally, Rawls over Memphis, or Memphis over Rawls 19-0. Now let's take a look at our cheer squad of the week, and we go to the Canadian Wildcats. Again, our man Rick helping us out here with our cheer team of the week. They cheered their Canadian Wildcats on to a victory.
Big win.
Over Dumas.
A fun win.
A fun win, I think, for all involved there.
Our boy Rick's in the studio, too. Shout out, Rick.
Yes.
Bring him on camera. No, I'm just kidding. Come on.
We're in week 3 of the high school football season here in Texas.
Yes, but in New Mexico, they are in week 4, and week 4 brought some interesting matchups. We'll have those scores and more coming your way next on The Locker Room.
Welcome back. The High Plains is no stranger to good 6-man football.
Now, we currently have 4 teams in the top 25, the highest of which is Miami. They took on Will Dorado last night. They were ranked number 11 in Division I, and they showed just how good they are, winning 72-12. And more scores in 6-man Groom hosting Booker. Booker taking home the win 62-12. Claude and McLean. McLean wins 28-24. Follett up against Whiteface. Whiteface wins 60-14. Naz taking on Silverton. They win 54-6. White Deer, San Jacinto. White Deer wins 39-16. And Jayton beats Valley 52-6.
In New Mexico, Portales on the road facing West Las Vegas. West Las Vegas wins 22-19. Texaco hosting Olton tonight. Texaco wins 31-16. In Oklahoma, Guyman on the road against Moreland. Guyman wins 51-28. Now let's take a look at our play of the week.
Oh man, what a play it was. Xavier Vargas of the Caprock Longhorns. He will not be denied on this run, possibly the best hurdle you will see all season. If you're watching at home on the slow-mo version here and you're saying he's out of bounds, you're right, he was out of bounds, but it was called a touchdown.
The stats say it was a touchdown.
It will still be a play to remember. The hurdle was the best part of the play, whether you got the touchdown or not. But man, what a play, and it goes in the books as a touchdown as well.
Now let's take a look at who our player of the week from last week was, and we chose Broxton Robinson. What a performance he put on against Stratford. An incredible effort from Broxton Robinson. A loss tonight, but they'll bounce back, and if they do, it's going to be a big part of that being Broxton Robinson.
Absolutely.
I have no doubt that they will right the ship there. You can check out that story at myhighplains.com. Plus, tell us who you think should be this week's player of the week. Well, scores and highlights are in the books, but we aren't finished yet.
Absolutely not. When we come back, we'll be joined by Cale Steed of Press Pass Sports to tell us what
we learned tonight. Welcome back, everyone. As we've gone through our scores and highlights, one of my favorite parts of the week, as we bring in Cale Steed of Press Pass Sports for what we learned tonight. We learned some things tonight. We were surprised tonight. We were shocked tonight. We also saw some outstanding performances tonight. Let's start with a place you're very familiar with, the Canadian Wildcats. Their non-district schedule has been something else, and they keep living up to some of the hype that is the statewide hype for Canadian year in and year out.
Your guy Rick got some highlights tonight, man. Slayton Dickinson went off 210 yards in the first half.
Wow.
4 touchdowns. Canadian, he did go out in the third quarter with an injury, but Canadian survives. Riggs Pennington, 3 catches on that final drive. They win 40-35. 3-0. I don't think a lot of us saw them 3-0. They've been underdogs 2 weeks in a row, but Canadian looking great so far to start the year.
Yeah, especially a Dumas team that came in
good.
very hot. A big win last week. I mean, this Canadian team right now, at the beginning of the year, we might have had one thought. Right now, they've changed a lot of minds that, maybe they can compete with the Gunners and the Walls.
Yeah, we hope so. Yeah, we hope so.
They're playing it right now. How about some of the biggest surprises tonight? Some really good games. You got to see one of those. We laid out how good that fourth quarter was. Let's go to Stinnett for Groover.
Yeah,
WTI.
I was totally wrong. I admit what I'm wrong. I had Groover winning this game. No Mason Langford, no Nick Shepard. That hurt Groover, but let's give credit where it's due. The defensive line for West Texas High was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Deacon Smith in that group was awesome tonight. Cade Winters was good, but the Bryant boys, man, Colin and Zach Bryant were unbelievable. That double pass at the end of the game, awesome. I mean, I was just like, whoa, look at this, 37 seconds left. What a win. I don't think a lot of people have them slated in. Groover will be okay. Sometimes loss is a good thing, but I think WT High exceeded some expectations this evening. Then Dalhart, let's go. You want to go to Dalhart?
Yeah, let's talk about Dalhart.
Dalhart, man. In Panhandle, sometimes a loss is a good thing. We'll repeat that again. And Panhandle had a lot of momentum, a lot of people talking about them. That's okay. They'll be fine. But Dalhart, a bad loss last week at Perryton. They bounced back at the biggest win of the night, probably in the area of any team.
Yep.
That's huge for Joey Reed in that program. That proves right there they're going to be hanging with the Bushlands in the shallow waters come district.
And they lost a lot of good players to graduation, as a lot of teams in our area do, but they've reloaded really quickly in Dalhart.
Hunter Trustler has done a great job at quarterback. Talon Garcia has done a great job as a skilled guy. They got some dudes. They're physical up front, and they proved it tonight.
You never wanted to see Kyler Reed get hurt last year. The one positive from it is that Hunter got in there and got to play a lot of really good snaps for them, maybe when he wouldn't have last year.
Yeah, look what it did for him coming into this year, and look how much better it's made him.
Are you telling me, okay, 5, he's telling me. Okay, so we got a little time here.
Oh, we have time. Okay, let's roll.
So let's talk about our AISD squads real quick. Emerald High, that offense, we talked about it last week, continues to roll. Austin Sluter is becoming a household name here on the locker room because he gets deep. And he's one of those guys that can get past coverage.
No, he is. You got Oliver Parsons on the other side, so that frees up Sluter.
Yeah. Because
I think teams really target Oliver Parsons, and now they need to start targeting Austin Sluter. But about more by the week, they're going to start looking at Austin Sluter, and you're going to have to. But this Sandy team, you go on the road to San Angelo and Midland 2 weeks in a row, you worry about fatigue. That's a big road win. That's 2 wins over 2 6A programs. That's awesome for Emerald High. 3-0. They come back next week. They got Paladuro. That's a big game, big city game next week.
And what are some of the other games that you would like to talk about?
You know, Tascosa, Lubbock Cooper, I think both defenses are so far ahead of their offenses right now, and it showed tonight. Lubbock Cooper got that win 20-14, and we again, Tascosa's just going to have to gradually come on offensively. Nothing's lost here. It's a non-district loss. It's okay. It's okay. And then when you talk about, I want to talk about a game on Thursday night and what Toya was able to do with this quarterback, Trevino.
Yes.
Threw for 404 yards, 26-33. They beat Fritch 63-47. That's a great win for Toya, man. Fritch was 2-0. They were hot. They had momentum. They were home for homecoming, but to throw for 404 yards, man, 7 touchdowns.
You got to see some really good football over the last couple
tonight
of
was
days.
fun,
now
man.
I'm thinking I'm starting to get our truer time. We're getting close. I was saying 6 and 5. I was like, all right, man, how much time do we have here? Let's real quick before we go. Ben Arbuckle, we talked about him earlier today. The job that he's doing at OU, a statement win for OU and him last week against Michigan.
Yeah, he was the cover boy of College Football Game Day. He was the talk. Kurt Herbstreit just gushing over him that night when they beat Michigan. That last drive of that game was a masterclass of offensive coordinating. That way from the 8-minute mark to the 3-minute mark to put away Michigan. And now there's rumors already circulating, man, online about him becoming the next coach at Oklahoma State. And I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. We're in week 2. Let's let him cook.
Yeah.
Let's let him cook. They got Temple tomorrow, though. He'll be coaching at the Link. That's awesome. Proud of Ben. And it's awesome to see what Ben Arbuckle's done, man. From where he's come to where he is, he's one of the top offensive coordinators of college football, deservingly so.
West Texas A&M Buffs, they're 0-2 on the season so far, but I think it's one of those things, if you look at their record or you just go and see 0-2, you're, oh, okay, maybe they're not there yet. They've been in both of those games against top 25 teams so far.
They're a better football team than that 0-2 record. I think they prove that tomorrow night when they go to Silver City, and I think they waxed Western Mexico.
Yeah, they beat them by 25 last year. I think they're significantly better, and I think what we're seeing from their quarterback play is the best we've seen in some time.
Does Tech style point, or that's maybe not the right word, but let me ask you this. Does Tech handle Oregon State at home tomorrow?
I think so. I think it'll be Oregon State's 0-2. They're not the Oregon State of the past 3 or 4 years. They've declined. They've got thumped in their first 2 games. I think they go to Lubbock. They're struggling. They're injured. I think this is going to be a game we see from the Red Raiders where they win by 45 or more again, and we're still not going to know a whole lot about them.
Before the Utah game.
Before the Utah game. That'll be the following week. Big Noon Fox, whatever it's called. Their game day show is going to be there beforehand. That's going to be a lot of fun to see if they can compete with the best teams in the country.
The Big Noon show. Oh, that's the little brother show, the game day.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry.
Yeah, even though we're right here on Fox.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but still exciting that they are following Tech and that they're going to be there for that game.
I apologize.
Going to be exciting stuff. Kel Steed, let's talk a little bit about Press Pass Sports since we got the time and you're here.
Man, we do have some. You had way more time than
you
got
told 1 minute in show.
1 minute.
So
all right. PressPass.news. Be sure to go to that. And again, thank you. We have an exclusive. You and I, we do an exclusive show at PressPass.news. Is what we learned tonight.
Yep.
Right. We'll be there. We'll have that on the website Saturday morning. Again, PressPass.news. You can find us on our social medias: Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you have MySpace. Do you have MySpace?
I did. Once upon a time. I would love to not love to see those photos, whatever I posted on there. Thank goodness that thing went away.
I think I have MySpace back in the day. But we're all over the place. So you can
my
find
top 8 friends. Would I have been in your top 8 friends on my?
Oh, you'd be my number 2, baby.
Come on.
Number 2.
Now.
Yeah.
Kel Steed, Press Pass Sports, thank you for joining us as always on The Locker Room.